Are you also bored with the static designs? So let's create these cool loading animations in Figma. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another exciting design tutorial. So today we'll be creating this cool loading animation or the progress bar which you have already seen. So let's create a quick frame of somewhere around 1024 pixels in the width, and we can have height somewhere around 15-20. It depends on how thick you want. So let's give it 20 pixels, okay? And then quickly add a stroke to this. I'll create this progress bar with the rounded edges, so let's adjust the radius as well, and let's give it a name, progress bar. We'll move this out of the test frame because we'll be creating this as a component and we'll be using the variants to create the animation. Now let's add a rectangle that is going to be our actual animated element. So I'll just keep this rectangle something like this, and I'll call this maybe anim, because we are going to move this, or we are going to animate this, and we'll be seeing two variations of the same animation here. I'll create this with a nice greenish kind of shade, and then let's just give this background, or this progress bar frame, a nice darker feel. I don't know, I don't have any styles, I guess, so let's have something a little bit darker on the scale. And for this as well, I'll be having a slightly a darker cool and darker color. Nice. So progress bar should look amazing on this. So let's quickly convert this into a component, or probably I can just create two instances here itself. I'll say default, and then I'll say complete. Oops. Okay, and I'll select the animation, the actual rectangle from the complete, and I'll just scale it 100% of the parent frame, and make sure you are using clip content to the parent frame, so you don't need to worry about the edges of the animation or the anim rectangle inside the frame. If you uncheck this, you can see these these sharp edges. So just make sure the clip content is selected. Now select both of them together, and then go to your create component button, and then make sure you create a component set out of it, because we already created two variants and Figma will automatically create a component set. And now you can probably change the name of the component property, and I prefer to have state because these are two states of the progress bar. And just to make sure that we are not showing the any even the tiny bit of the rectangle in the default state, so I'll just scale it down completely. And now the last fun part is, let's create the interaction. So yes, as always, we need to create an after delay interaction from first variant to second variant. Oops. Yeah. Now I'll do this after delay with 1, and this time we'll be having smart animate, and make sure you are doing a change to, because we are using components. And then choose the animation time which you want, mostly for the progress bars or for the loading animations. I prefer to have linear because that gives us the good picture of the time and the animation. And let's have 3 seconds as the duration of the animation, which is 3000 milliseconds, sorry. And that's it. Now just we need to bring this in the frame, and I'll just quickly align it to the center, and let's just test this. By the way, you can use Shift E to switch between design and prototype tab quickly, and easily create the interactions, or switch to the design mode just by this cool shortcut. And now you can see the school loading animation or the progress bar is ready. So as I promised, we'll be having one more variation of the same progress bar. So let's now create a duplicate of this, and I'll say progress bar 2. And this time what we'll be doing will be just this won't be a progress bar in this case. This is going to be a this is going to be a kind of loader animation, and I'll just move it till the end, something like this. And for this version, we'll be just having some rounded corners, because I don't want a sharp edge while progression. You can use the rounded corners for the internal rectangle for the previous version as well. It's up to you. Okay, and now let's just bring in this version here, and let's just taste this prototype now. Okay, this is too much because we want a loading animation, and 3 seconds is that's too much. So let's have probably 1 second just to test with, and then instead of linear I'll be having ease in and out. Okay, and I'll maybe make this a little bit larger. Also just to balance out this loader, what I would prefer to do is I'll select this default state, and I'll just scale up the internal rectangle at the beginning as well, so fairly be similar, not necessarily have to be exact same. And now test this. Okay, now this is good, and you'd be seeing, okay, this is too fast, but yes, we are going to create a looping animation for the second version. So I'll be just oh sorry, not an instance, but yeah. So I'll select this, I'll go to the prototype, I'll create the interaction from the second variant to first variant. This is going to be after delay and 1 millisecond again, and this time let's make it 1 here as well, because we want quickly go to this state from this. And the first interaction 1 second was kind of too fast, I feel, so I'll be just making this 2 seconds. And now let's just test this. Okay, great. So what we can do is just to make sure that we are having this nice and cool animation, I can add one more variant in between. Okay, let's just add one more variant, and that would be that doesn't matter though, but I'll select this middle part here and move it to the center. Just scale it up a little bit and move this at the end of this frame. Make sure you move it correctly, because if you move it may get out of your parent frame. So just make sure either you are using arrow keys, or you are using you are hitting the space bar while dragging the objects. Just a quick tip here as well, let's say if you have a frame and you have any objects which are in the frame, and let's say you want to move them somewhere out of the frame, but if you still want to keep that object within the frame, so what you can do is you can use the start dragging it and then hit the space bar, so that won't take that object out of the frame, but still it is kind of outside the frame, not out of the frame. So yeah, again, this cool tip, make sure next time you use this, and don't forget to write down in the comments if you've already known this, or it is helpful for you. Let's now fix the interactions. Now this third one will go back to the first, and now we need one more interaction from the second to the third instance, sorry, the variant you can say. And this time again, this is going to be what we have, 2 seconds. Yes, so we'll be having 2 seconds, smart animate, ease in and out. And now let's just taste this. Great. Now it seems too slow because we have added one more frame in between. Now we can go ahead and adjust the timings. So I'll close this, I'll select this and this and this second and first interaction simultaneously, and I'll say 1 second, and this time let's change the timing curve to a custom spring, so that will add some bouncy effect, or there's some dampness or some kind of springiness to the animated object. So let's just have this like this, and then let's see, you can see this bounciness to the rectangle. Now if you want to change the timings, the animations, it's all your creative canvas. You can do it however you want, as we have changed this to the change the animation timing curve to the spring. That's why it has reduced the duration of the animation, which is like almost 896 milliseconds, which is less than a second. So just to make sure that it is nice smooth animation, probably I'll go ahead somewhere around 1.5 seconds. And then now last time, let's just play this, and here we go. We have this cool loading animation, or two different variations of the same progress bar with the same component. And yeah, that's it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button, and yes, write down your comments. That will help us to keep us motivated. That's all. And yes, let's see you in the next video with another exciting tutorial. Till then, keep watching, keep learning, keep designing.